Yeah,
for like status
I don't want to
Check him out. I gotta come in as Tap's getting called in for a bench trial, so there's that. What's up, party people? It's stream time. Giggity, giggity, giggity. Bum, bum, bum. So what's going on, people? Everybody's partying, having a good time. That's what I mean. Check. Hello, hello. Gonna see if I can't balance this sucker out. Hello, that's the wrong way. Check, check, check. Okay, now we're balanced. Always gotta figure out which way it goes. That's what she said. You know the other thing that I'm gonna do? I'm going to adjust this fucker. So that you guys don't have to see my... There we go, that's better. Up a bit. No, maybe not. I'll just adjust it this way, the old manual way. So I got a house now. There's that. That's cool. So sweet. Let's get busy. Oh, that local just had a really bad night. Poor local. I gotta go get some food. Guess I'll go check in first. I keep spending my money. My car, it's too pretty. Brian's just gonna have to wait. I like this car. It's fun. Of course, I'll come back out here and it's going to be all fucked up. That's the way it is. Fucking bench trial. Let's see. It's a different hut. I don't know what this guy's going in for. Should be having a bench trial here shortly, I guess. I haven't gotten an official call. Hi. Is there something I can do for you, sir? How are you this afternoon? You need something? Can you see me?
Howdy,
hear
man.
me?
How you doing?
All right, there. Now you can probably hear me better.
Yeah, I can hear, man.
Sorry about that. How are you this evening?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm living the dream every day. What can I do for you, sir?
I'm new to the city, man. I've always been wondering what this building was.
This is the city courthouse.
The courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Can I buy a lawyer here too?
You can. There's a couple lawyers in town that you can always reach out to and contact.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yeah, no worries.
Are you
Howdy,
the
ma'am.
judge?
I am. Come on in.
Okay, how does this work? I need my license back and my firearm permit because
Okay,
I
well.
was wrongfully taken from me and I'm not here for it. And they fixed it at the prison because I only got 5 months, and
Mhm.
it said like I got it in my skybox saying that it was fixed. But
So-
and when I went out to the prison, went out because he went
Mhm.
outside to help me to do it because it didn't work in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
And then
What happened? Were you charged with some crime?
yes, I was charged with something about driving away with a vehicle, but technically I wasn't the. We got in a car and then drove away. Yeah. So I was the one driving.
You were the one, or you weren't the one?
I wasn't,
You weren't.
and I took my license.
Okay, 1 second. May I see some ID?
Yes.
Thank you. Let's see what's going on here. Do you believe her? Inquiring
What?
minds want to know. Just taking a look. Is it Margot Jade? Is that your name?
Yes, it is.
And yet, driver's license and firearms permit are suspended. Looks like you were arrested before on PC 32 on the 22nd of May.
That sounds about right.
Do you recall what happened there?
That was the occurrence.
What's that?
That was when they took everything.
Well, PC 32 is an accessory. Do you know what you were an accessory to? Was it a robbery or?
Oh, it was a robbery.
Mm-hmm. You kidnapped somebody? Is that correct?
Yes. But there was multiple of us, and I technically didn't kidnap. Why do I have an audience?
You're just lucky, I guess. Give me just a second.
No one's pissing me off. Have you met me? I'm always mad, bitch.
Please don't use that language in the courtroom.
Sorry. Oh, I mean, what?
Give me just a minute, ma'am. Thank you for your patience.
I can still hear you.
I'm just waiting for her. Because, you know, I'm a outstanding citizen. I don't do anything illegal, so. Yeah.
Do you see his outfit? Fun.
Yeah. Hey, fun guy.
Technically, I only got 5 months. Oh, sorry. I don't know why. Technically, I only got 5 months, so. And the officer in there tried giving it back to me,
You guys smell like
but he couldn't do it.
burger shot.
And then I talked to another officer, and then he wasn't able.
Yeah, it's
So you weren't driving.
No.
They even put a charge on here that doesn't
let me
even
quick,
exist.
quick.
One second.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the other officer told me.
I'm a witness. She wasn't driving.
Shh.
Don't worry, I served the time. Oh dear. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Here's
I
what
don't
I'll tell you I'm
know
gonna do.
what that is.
And it's already been 7 days, so I've done enough.
I mean, we were looking at the
Let's see.
the perp match and the perp house.
I'm hoping my head's not popping, so. Give me just a moment, sorry. For some reason. Okay, well, I'm gonna take care of you, but I'm gonna have to take an emergency nap. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? I'm like totally fucked. That's not even working. I hate this shit. I don't know what does that. It drives me crazy. Absolutely freaking bonkers. Erg. Hopefully. Ah, fuck. This is not a good sign. At all. Son of a beach. Son of a beach. Give it another shot here. Son of beach, something wrong. Something wrong. Something. Shouldn't take too long. I don't know what caused that. It drives me nuts. We're trying to be helpful. See. Ow, there hasn't been a lot of corrections charges. Sorry guys, listen to me slurping. Must be something that happened recently because the jail logs aren't showing it. What dinged me? I'll be back in just a minute, Mr. Ryan. Should be hitting Q any second. Hi, person who's watching, whoever you are. We're waiting to queue up for 5M. I'll turn on some. Shit, that was the wrong thing. Turn on some mood music while we wait. Actually, we'll see if we can't get a hold of somebody. Pipe it back through so you guys can hear. See, Joji is on. He was not on. Or him. Alright, well, looks like we're loading in anyway. So, no mood music for you. Get ready for some obnoxious volume. About to hear your eardrums. Not this. This isn't so bad. It's the thing that happens next.
You already know. Treat it top of the sauce for the toppers, you know that they copping you off. They cleaning in my body, did it happen? I couldn't fall out with it, bro. Hotter than Taki, I like it, I cop it, ain't nobody stopping the go. Smoke. We sitting in the lobby, we just printed out the whole flow.
Hello, lurker, whoever you are who is lurking. Alright, here we go. Up. Hopefully my head doesn't explode again. We shall see. Maybe it's better. In. Here we go. All right, let's run. Oh, you're lurking. I see how you are. There's probably going to be a bench trial here in a minute, from what I understand. An Ignacio bench trial. Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me.
Fuel.
Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. Just gotta get that prejudge run in. This is about where it's like somebody creams me. Oh my god. Drives me crazy.
You have a $90,000
All
helicopter,
right.
and it's just
Okay, who walked in? Please.
Taps.
Oh, hey, Taps. Taps, if you're in here, you're a ghost.
I'm here, but I'm in my chambers right now. But now I'm out.
There you are.
My head went papa-lapa. I was helping and summon somebody too. I don't know where they ran off to.
Yeah, I think they just left.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, if you got nothing else on the go, Dante,
I can
can go
I can
first,
help you
but-
if you, yeah, whoever.
We're just
whoever's up
trying to
next.
get a firearms license. We've been waiting for like
14 hours. Not that it's your fault or anything, but we're just trying to get it done real quick.
Okay, give me just a second. I want to try to take care of somebody who's kind of been sitting on the emails here for a minute. Hold on.
No
You're good.
problem.
Try to make sure everybody gets a chance to get their business taken care of.
Yeah, the Rego system is about fairness.
All about balance.
Yeah, just like the picture. For some reason, I can't separate. I'm having trouble. Oh shit! You give me a frat back? Oh shit! I gotta start doing more squad. It's true.
Oh, that-
I need that rig press.
Eat more and eat more burger shot.
Yeah, I need Rossmore
Lay
burger
off.
shot. Nah, I ain't fat.
Lay off
I just
chicken
sit with a
wings.
hunch.
All right, what we got here? We got
Hell yeah.
1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 5.
I like the roof in here.
7, 8.
I have to remember it for when I buy my own house.
Hell yeah. Should get that painting up there too. One right in the back.
Oh, the big one there. Bobo Boss.
Absolutely. Why not? It's mostly just beef, to be honest.
Almost done, gentlemen. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah, it's Riddle Kids just having EP measuring contest. Zachary. Oh, who dat sneaking in here?
Oh dear.
Oh shit. Yeah, exactly.
Stealth
go ahead.
attack.
Yeah, go ahead and get your weapons license, you know? Be open.
Oh, thank you very much.
We're just trying to go hunting. Hey, do you see that creepy guy now?
Hey, phone. You got that cash on you?
Oh, absolutely.
Who the fuck is this? Oh, it's funny. Hello. Little fucking solid snake out here trying to crawl through the door and shit.
He more like Rickwood Snake.
I'm trying, my guy. If I can't get my pilot license back, I'm gonna be sad that I wasted $90,000 on the policy on a helicopter.
That's all it costs?
$90,000 for a helicopter? Made of gold?
Yeah. Oh, it's made of gold? That's cheap.
That's right. It's not even 18 karat.
Hello, Your Honor. We're ready for this bench trial.
Bro, he just
Hello, Mr. Lennox. 1 second. I got some business to take care of.
How you doing, Mr. Taps?
What do you mean, bro?
Good, how
I
are
got a
you?
bench trial.
I just
going on
wanted
here.
to tell
Hold
you
your
before
mouth
this
shut.
trial starts. I know we had our differences, but for this trial, I just want to set that aside and just have a speedy run, and I won't do nothing in your
Can
courtroom.
you guys tweet out about the bench trial?
I look forward to that.
built like a wall like
Yes.
Well, they're
And
gonna-
if I do get
everyone's
out of
busy
line,
dropping
just give
up
me a
the
heads
bank
up,
right
and
now,
I'll tone
Pablo.
it down. Sometimes I get
Yeah,
a little out of
tweet out
control,
about
so
this.
I don't want to turn your courtroom into a circus. So
wanna
if I'm getting there, just give me a heads up, and I'll stop. All right.
Give it to the.
All right, I appreciate
Please.
that.
All right.
Y'all are gonna have to give me a little bit of time to catch up on what's going on with this case.
All
Make
right.
sure you do an ad, not a tweet.
Okay, let me take care of you gentlemen that were in here that needed your permit.
Firearm permit was right here, there, Your Honor.
Just gentlemen.
Good. You're
Yeah,
not
no,
a sergeant,
I'd like
are
to
you?
get a
You can't
firearms
issue
permit
it,
too.
can
Give
you?
him life. Give him life.
For those of you that need permits, come up here, please. I'll try to get taken care of real quick, okay?
Papa, you're the last person I need to fire.
Mr. Lennox, could you take a few minutes and talk to the DA
Jeff, you gotta
and
start
make
over.
sure you guys are on the same page?
I need a firearms permit.
Can I see some IDs, please, sir?
That guy has a spider on his foot.
Yeah, I'm on it right now.
Alright, Lennox, you wanna talk?
There you are, sir.
I know you like grabbing up.
Thank you.
Chester, but you gotta chill out. We're in public.
Even though you're whispering, it's your loudest.
Mickey Barnes, is that correct?
Fun guy, come on.
That is correct there, sir.
Come on.
Okay, do you have the $1,000 on you?
I do, sir.
Could you hand that to me, please?
Yeah, no problem.
All
Hey,
right.
can I speak with you real quick?
Can you do me a favor and can you
Let's go outside.
can you check your pockets and see if that permit's
Ah,
there?
what the fuck?
You
There
see
it
a
is, firearms permit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you do me a favor and read me the words that are written on that permit?
Yeah, no problem.
Is that David Tyndall? Coke counsel, come over here.
The
Come over here,
license
you
holder
Coke
is
counsel.
legally allowed to carry a weapon
what's
so long as it remains concealed at all times. Contact by law enforcement officers for any reason. A license holder. Oh, sorry, the skybox went off on me. License holder shall immediately inform the officer that they have a CCW license, and when the officer requests to see the license holder of the CCW license, the license holder will provide the CCW license as proof that they are legally carrying a concealed weapon. The license holder shall surrender the CCW license and or concealed weapon to any sworn peace officer upon demand. The license holder shall not unnecessarily display or expose a concealed weapon or license.
All right, that's really good. Now, do you have any questions about the things that are written on that?
No, I was just going to use it for getting a musket to go hunting.
Right, and you do understand that that is a privilege and not a right here in the city, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I wish you good luck on your hunting, and you have yourself a great day, all right?
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Good luck with the trial.
Yeah. Who's next?
Hell yeah, thank you. Let's go hunting.
Good luck there, don't you? Hopefully we'll see you in the skies.
Your name,
I
sir?
hope so.
Give me
What can I do for
Dante.
you?
Isaac Case. I would
Hello, Mr.
love
Case.
for my helicopter license to be reinstated, because I've been a very good man, a very good boy, going to church on Sundays, preaching, doing everything that I need to make my life as, good as possible.
Well, before
Just
I
trying to
look
stay in the sky.
it up, can you tell me what potentially led to your suspension of your pilot's license?
My guy, look, I was trying to survive. I was trying to make it in the city. All the money in the world was given to me. And I just said, you know what? I have to do what I need to do. And those things led to me going to jail. And I would love for my record and my actions from here on out to be nothing but spotless.
That is a beautiful story, and I'm compelled with emotion. But can you give me any specifics about what led to you having your license suspended?
One big job, one jewelry store job,
Okay.
possibly a convenience store, possibly running and evading from the police officers, and
All right, where's my client?
possibly,
where's
doing
Pablo?
something that involved shooting projectiles at so
See
and
ya,
so.
buddy.
Okay.
I haven't done that in a long time. I'm trying to, get
Let's
squeaky
take a
clean.
look. Let's see what's going on here, Mr. Case.
Oh shit, he's about to read the whole list. Oh my god.
Well, before I pull it up, I'm not going to see any murder or torture or anything crazy like that, am I?
Never, my guy. I would never murder and torture,
Hold on a second. All right, Dante
Only
Case.
monsters do that. Yeah.
Your firearm, you got a valid driver's license, but an invalid plane
Makes
license?
makes no sense. See, last time we talked about the corruption in the city as far as the cops blowing my cars up, man. I don't know what to do.
Why do you keep getting in trouble?
Money, it talks, my guy.
You got to stop that.
I can't listen to the voices anymore. I just got to be good.
You know about how to get expunged, right?
I mean, has it been 10 days? Can I?
It takes 14 days, but you are 3 in. Your last arrest was on the 1st.
See, but that was the tricky part. Remember we talked about this heart to heart? They blew my car up. Remember that? It was kind of smells
Did
like
you
a
get
fish.
yourself a lawyer?
I mean, Tyndall's right there, but
You should totally talk to Tyndall. I'm telling you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to press it.
Well, give me a reason to give you your license back. Come on. I help you. You help the criminal justice
I want to
system.
be
You know
hired
how
to
it is.
God. I want to be hired to God, and with that helicopter, I can be as high as possible.
Oh my gosh, you do have the most colorful stories. But do me a favor. Would you talk to a lawyer?
I mean, my lawyers. I'll do it.
Thank you, Mr. Case.
I'll work with you on this if you work with me right now. How about that?
I'm prepared to do that. Do you have $1,500 on you? Because that's what I've got to reissue the pilot's license.
Actually, yes, I do.
All right, can you give that to me? Mr. Tyndall's going to love to talk to you.
Okay. Wait, is he still here? Or is he next to Carmichael?
No, I think he's over there by Carmichael.
Okay, I'm not used to seeing him without a hat. It's kind of weird.
He took it off in court. He's very respectful.
Gosh, I never knew his hair was that
Where's
high.
the district attorney?
All right. There you go, sir. Check your pockets. You should be... actually, let me double check that.
Wait, can I ask you something? Do they take your boat license too, or?
Hey, yo, Chuckster,
you have a valid boat license.
No.
Okay, because I have a feeling that if you're a felon, they might take your boat license next.
Just stand right here.
If they're taking helicopter
All right,
licenses.
you're good. I got your driver's license is valid,
Yeah,
your aircraft license is valid, and your boat license is valid.
Hey, thank you, my guy. You're the guy
have a good
that I
afternoon.
always love talking to. You too.
Now go talk to an attorney, damn it.
I'm not being on your side. Put me on.
All right, who else we got? Anybody else before we get this trial away?
Your Honor, I would just like you to know that we don't have the evidence ready, but if it's possible, if we can get the arraignment hearing out the way, and then we can move to discovery. I don't know if we can keep this all in the house without having to go to that.
Well, we'll see. As long as the district attorney is willing and we work collaboratively as a group here, then I don't see any reason we can't move things along.
Yeah, well, if your friends is gonna be dumb.
Is it one suspect? Is it two people that we're working with? Is it two trials? What's going on? I got two people in handcuffs.
I'm just going to jail, Your Honor.
All right,
You just
Dom, you ready
came
to
to
testify,
watch?
brother?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Our
I
witness
just
is
came
here
to
too.
watch, Your Honor.
Come with me real quick.
Is there some jail log or charges or something I should take a look at? It'd be hard for me to even
okay.
arraign somebody on charges I don't even know.
Here, I'll go ahead and email it to you. Let me just log in here.
Thank you. Hey, hoodalolly. Carefully. So wait, there's another handcuffed person in the room. I'm terribly confused.
Can you take off my cowboy head?
Mr. Lennox, who is Mr. Lennox? Who is your your client's Mr. Ignacio? Is that correct?
Ignacio Villarreal.
All right. And then who's the other gentleman in the back?
I'm just here to watch.
Why are you in cuffs?
I'm being arrested.
But what did you do?
Took me against my
I mean, like, I was being arrested before, and for, yeah.
Okay.
I plead the fifth.
All right.
Your Honor, I don't know. He's just a witness, that's all. I don't know what's wrong with him.
He's a witness for you, for the defense?
Hell, I think for both. He's the one that committed the crime.
Okay. All right. Well, could be over quickly, I guess.
Wait, what's his name?
It's kind of a good news day and a bad
Pablo.
news day all at the same time.
Pablo Garcia.
Pablo Garcia. Okay, and your client is Ignacio what?
Can you raise your hands?
I'm not finna say his last name. Say your last name, Ignacio.
Villarreal.
Yeah, that.
I couldn't hear that.
It's Ignacio Villarreal.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get this shindig underway.
All right, Your Honor. I have body cam footage if needed, but I know we're.
That'll be up to the DA or Mr. Lennox.
Am I required for this? I was driving at the time.
No. Actually, that's up to the district attorney.
We're just gonna have Dominic testify because this is the only statement that I have here.
I'll be outside.
All right.
Give me just a minute.
You can go towards the benches until we call you up.
Your Honor.
Yes?
Can I ask you something? What is it that you're doing in your eyes? Because for all of us and for the last couple of trials, you just been clapping the whole trial.
Am I doing what Stanley
Yeah.
Carmichael does?
No,
Oh,
you're
that's
clapping. You're like you're celebrating.
Really?
I see
Yeah.
clipboard.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't see no damn clipboard.
No, I see clapping.
I was
He's
holding a
clapping his hands.
clipboard.
Guys are getting bad Linux.
What the fuck? Oh, apologies.
Contempt.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you a warning for that one.
Oh, come on.
All right. This court is now in session. The District Court of San Andreas, presided over the Honorable Travis Taps. That's my name. Mr. Ignacio, how are you today?
I'm doing good, Mr. Taps. How you doing?
Doing well. So, have you had your charges? Have you had your rights read to you, sir? And do you understand your rights?
I have not. I have
You
not
have
got
not.
my rights read to me.
Okay, officer, would you step over there and please inform Mr. Ignacio of his rights?
Ignacio, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you free of charge by the city of Los Santos. Do you understand these rights as I read them to you?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Your Honor. All
All right. The court calls the case of the State of San Andreas versus Ignacio, case number 0604-2020001. Let the record show that we have counsels present. Will the name of the prosecution please provide your full name for the records?
Abraham Mikowski.
And also raise your right hand, put your right foot in, your right foot out, wiggle all about so I can see you. Thank you very much. And then you disappeared again. You got to get some V8 in you, son. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
You gotta eat
Some
some
kind
carrots.
of sneaky Ghostbuster or something. All right. Will the defense please read out who is serving counsel for the defense?
This main counsel is going to be myself, Lennox Carmichael. That's my co-counsel. It's going to be David Tyndall.
Very well. Are you Ignacio? Is that your true and correct name?
Yes.
Very good.
Oh, sad.
Well, Mr. Ignacio, in case 001 here, you've been charged with the following offenses. 2 counts of PC-32, accessory to robbery, and I'll give you the total max and fine. Are you aware that those are the charges you're facing?
I was not aware. I was only told about one.
Okay. Well, it is 2.
Okay.
Just a second. Y'all should be happy you're not standing up here. I might actually punch you. Oh, my eyes. Do, 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 do. Okay, Mr. Ignacio, the total maximum fine and time for this is 30 months and $3,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do understand that.
Okay, and we're currently here at your arraignment. You understand what the purposes of an arraignment are?
Your Honor, can I just say one thing quickly?
Yep, sure.
For the clarity of the court and yourself, Ignacio was the hostage at 2 robberies. Just so you're aware and everybody else in the court is aware, can we have the prosecution let us know of which robbery they're charging him with accessory, just for clarity?
The robberies are going to be at the ammunition and the dealership. 1 count for each.
So not the other one?
The dealership.
What?
Dealership.
Dealership. That's all?
And ammunition.
All right, wonderful.
Sorry.
Okay, is Mr. Prosecutor, is there anything else you'd like to add in regards to these charges? As far as anything I missed, didn't state correctly?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
All right, we'll move on. Okay, so Mr. Ignacio, the purpose of the arraignment is to go ahead and take your plea in this, and then we'll go from there, okay? Now, understand that you can enter to each charge. You'll have the opportunity to enter a plea of not guilty, a plea of guilty, or a plea of guilty with no contest. Do you understand? No contento. You understand that, Mr. Ignacio?
Yeah, I do understand that.
Very good. Then we're going to move on with this. On the first count of PC 32, accessory to robbery, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
Not guilty, Your Honor.
On the second count of PC 32, accessory to robbery, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Very well. At this point, you'd be reprimanded on hold, but I believe it's the council's desires to go ahead and move forward with preliminary and hearing. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I'm fine with skipping the preliminary and going straight to the trial.
Mr. Prosecutor?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm fine with that too.
Very well. We'll move on to the trial.
Your Honor, can we get a short 5-minute recess before we get started?
Yeah, I gotta pee. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Motion approved. We'll be in rest. This court will be in recess for.
All
we'll
right.
give you 10 minutes. We'll resume at 11:50 or 11:04 p.m. Central Standard. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Does anyone have a med kit?
Oh shit.
I need some burger shot. Who wants to make the run to burger shot?
Hey, Dom, do you think you can bench me up real
Who
quick?
wants to make a run to burger shot? I'm paying. I don't
What's
care.
that? I don't know, Judge, but
I'll
someone
buy
needs to.
burgers and shakes for whoever is
Hey,
willing
D.I.,
to make a run in.
Whoever says
How
yes,
you
you
doing?
have to check their ID.
How are you doing?
Good
Liz?
morning.
I don't own a car.
I'm doing good. I'm running for mayor.
Are you really? That's exciting.
Yes.
Just make
Well,
sure their
I wish you
driver's
the
license
best.
is valid.
Thank you, Jimmy John for mayor.
Yeah, fuck a mayor. Just go for president, my guy. You'll get it.
Yeah. President of
You
what?
might-
Go for exactly.
You might
President
get it. You
of
just
Los
might not like
Santos.
it.
You mean mayor of Los Santos?
No, fuck a
The
mayor.
highest,
Be the
fi-
president.
The highest I could be is the governor of Los Santos. I mean, not
The
Los
highest you
Santos.
can be is a
San
god.
Andreas.
You can be a god, Jimmy. All you have
I
to
am
do.
a god. I'm a demigod.
Exactly. No, you don't need to be a Jimmy.
Oh.
Be a real
I'm a-
god.
Yeah.
You already got
I'm turning into a god. I'm a god.
Who let this guy out of his cage?
Hey, Jimmy John. Jimmy John, I hear it's not good to take the gods' names in vain around here. That they'll like they like pop in and strike you with lightning and pop out.
This guy is a god.
You gotta watch
What are
out
you
for
talking
that.
about?
Oh,
What do you
I'm
mean?
gonna stand back. I'm
I'm talking
back.
about like actual god, not what?
Talking about
What are
like
you talking about?
Mount
Oh.
Olympus stuff, huh?
The gods
Like
that
fucking,
come in and
like fucking Zeus, motherfucker.
hurl lightning bolts.
Yo,
Watch your fucking language in the courthouse.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's chill with the language, please. If I've got any
Sorry.
more, if I hear any
Motherfucker.
more,
Mother freaker. It's freaker, Jimmy.
don't
It's freaker.
bend the law either. Damn it! I just made it up myself. Dang.
Oh, you just said damn it.
I
Hey,
know
look,
I
Look at
did.
his purple shoes, Jimmy. Look at the purple shoes.
What purple shoes?
Oh, this motherfucker works
His
for
army
perp.
shoes.
He's a purple.
Oh, okay, that was a good joke. I like that. That's pretty funny.
Well,
Hell
in
yeah,
that
that's
case,
so good
yo,
you're
what
gonna
up,
get my firearms
gangsta?
number back?
How you doing?
I don't even know how to throw them
I've
signs.
never
How
been
you doing,
arrested,
homie?
God.
Hey, that's Ty without a mask.
Yo, let's run some product together sometime.
Right, famous last words.
Jimmy John, come here.
I'm kidding. Oh my, what? What's up?
Wow, you just pushed me on my seat, my guy.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
Mother-
You hugged him with
motherfucker.
your hat, bitch.
I swear, give me my hat back. I'm not afraid to punch you in the back of your fucking fat ass neck.
No, Jimmy, turn your god
What
mode
the
off.
fuck?
Turn it off.
Oh, hell no.
Listen, I
Hey,
will,
can I see your ID? real
I will
quick?
slap,
What's this fucking
I will
dude getting
slap your
arrested
fat
for?
ass neck, buddy.
Dominic.
What are you getting arrested for, dog?
That's a thing?
Yes.
For having holes in your Supreme?
Hello?
Hey, take your hat off.
I think.
No, he's,
All right.
Oh,
he's
wait,
arrested
sorry,
for
what happened?
having gray
Can
hair
I
at the
see
age
your
of
ID?
23.
Yeah.
I'm willing to
Sorry
pay
about that.
somebody. I'm willing to
Sorry,
give
I just realized
$2,000 to this courtroom for anybody who's willing to go buy as many burgers and shake combos as you can get with that money and bring back here for the court.
I'll do it
That's-
if you give me your car keys.
That sounds like a perfect job for
I
the
don't know
upcoming
if I can
mayor.
do that.
Bro,
I'm giving
really?
you my car keys. It's a caddy over there.
Thank you, Jimmy.
It's a caddy all the way at the end of the
Is it like a caddy, like a golf cart caddy, or like a actual
golf cart caddy?
What that motherfucker?
I'm rich as fuck.
Caddy.
Cadillac.
If it has spinners on it, it's still good.
AC on? That shit loud as hell.
Hey, it takes like 3 seconds to do burnout.
I don't know. It'll take me like 30 minutes to go to Burger Shot, though.
No thanks. I got that thing up to 70. Well, I put some upgrades in there. That thing has level 4 mechanic upgrade.
Get the blowtorch
Are
and
you
nitrous.
fucking kidding me?
What? You know, coming into town one time I got it up to 120. Oh, fuck.
Look, hey, give me a cop car. I'll go get
All right, no more curse words, please.
Frick. Sorry.
My fucking bad.
Judge, feel free to hold Jimmy John in contempt.
Give me the money.
What's that? Did you want to go and it's for the
I'm
courtroom?
taking the
Whoever's
golf.
hungry.
Yes.
All right.
I'm taking
All
the
right,
golf cart.
Your Honor,
down
if
there
the
'cause,
prosecutor's ready,
people
we're ready to proceed.
Don't trust me with their cars.
Guilty.
Chop his dick off.
Sorry.
All right,
Grab
let's get
his dick
going.
and twist it.
All right, let's go ahead and proceed.
Did you hear me?
Forgot this is a court case, not MMA.
And Mr. District Attorney, prosecution likes disappearing act again.
And he's back.
And no, and he's gone.
Houdini. Houdini himself right there, folks.
And he's back. And he's gone. When he's on top of the table, I can see him. When he's not on the table, he disappears.
We can see him and he still can't. Jimmy John, what you mean?
All right, how about now?
Yeah, we can see you now. Oh,
I
never
cannot.
mind.
Okay, I'm just gonna stand right here.
I'm just gonna be all right.
Just stand over here.
Stand on the edge or something, or in the middle.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
good
know.
right there. You don't have to go inside. Yeah.
Put your hands up real quick. I don't know if that'll
Where are we
help.
going?
I'm not seeing anything. Oh well. All right. Okay. Let it be known, the District Court of San Andreas is now back in session. The Honorable Judge Taps presiding. The court calls the case of the people versus Mr. Ignacio. Case number 060420200001.
Your Honor, can we have the person sleeping behind me get kicked out of this courtroom?
Officer, would you please advise that person that he should wake up and pay attention? If he doesn't, if he continues that behavior, he'll be asked to leave. Hopefully, it heard him.
Damn, I think it's one of the cops sleeping.
Can
These
everybody
motherfuckers.
hear me?
These guys are collecting paychecks.
All right, who just used the bad words?
I wasn't even sleeping.
All right. Okay. Let the record show the prosecution is represented by. Please state your full name for the record.
Abraham Mikowski.
Very good. And that the defense is represented by us. Please state your full name. Defense.
Oh, Lennox Carmichael and co-counsel David Tyndall.
Very good. Mr. Ignacio, that is your full and true name, correct?
Yeah, it's gonna be Ignacio Villarreal.
Ignacio Villarreal. All right. And Mr. Villarreal, you have been read your rights and you understand those rights. Is that correct?
That is correct. I was just read my rights by Officer Benson.
And you and your defense are requesting a bench trial, not a jury trial. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yep.
All right. Well, gentlemen, we'll go ahead and proceed unless there's any introductory motions that you'd like the court to look at this point before we go with opening statements.
Oh, sorry.
The only motion I have is to submit my witness, Don Kennedy.
Any objections, counsel?
I'm not too sure who Don Kenny is. Can I know who he is? Is he a police officer?
He's an SASP trooper.
All right, no objections.
Thank you. Any further?
Let it be known the defense is planning to call my client Ignacio Villarreal and as well as Corporal Chester Benson.
Very good. Any other evidence by either party? And I realize this is a bit off the cuff, so if something comes up, we'll deal with it as long as the counsel is amicable to each other.
Yeah, Your Honor, I have no issues. Has the...
All right.
Sorry, can I ask some folks, has the prosecution provided any evidence that I can see? Is there a case file for this as of yet?
I have
or
not
are we
seen
going
an
with
official
witnesses?
case file.
Okay. That's
So-
all right, no worries.
If you guys need me to submit an official case file, I could do one.
No,
We'll see how it
that's all right. I just want to know if you had
Alright.
any evidence if you were gonna, show.
surprise him with. Okay, is the prosecution ready to start with your opening statements?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
All right. The prosecution believes that the defendant, Ignacio Villarreal, was a pretend hostage in 2 robberies that were committed by Mr. Pablo, who is in the back of this courtroom. These 2 robberies took place at the dealership and the ammunition, and we have a SASP trooper that had witnessed the individual willingly get into the car of Pablo, leading us to believe that he was willingly cooperating and pretended to be the hostage in order to have a bargaining chip with SASP troopers if they were to arrive on scene.
Very well.
Close.
Mr. Defense, this is your opening statements, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen inside this wonderful court. We are here today because of frivolous charges that are being filed against my defendant. Clearly stated in the district attorney's opening statement, we believe, and that's a key word I want you to remember. And when anything comes up in this trial, I want you to remember the first thing he said, we believe. And I also want you to remember, in a criminal case burden, it's on the prosecutor's burden to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Believe and reasonable doubt are 2 completely different things. And for my client to be charged with this crime, it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt, not belief. Thank you.
All right, we'll go ahead and proceed with the submission of evidence and calling of witnesses. Prosecution, you may call your first witness.
I call to the stand Dom Kennedy, SASP trooper.
You may approach, Mr. Kennedy. Please stand in front of the bench, raise your right hand.
Any improvements you see so far? Indo.
Okay. If you face me and raise your right hand, please. Thank you. Do you swear to tell the whole truth, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you many?
I do.
Very good. You may proceed, prosecutor.
All right, Mr. Kennedy. I understand that you had witnessed the individual who's the defendant enter the vehicle of Pablo, who committed a robbery on the ammunition and dealership. Is that? Could you please explain what happened?
So I checked the cameras for the dealership and saw a suspect with a white shirt and red shorts holding a gun to the back of Mr. Ignacio Villarreal here. And shortly after that, Pablo Garcia takes him outside, unties him, and then they both proceed to get into, well, Pablo gets into an orange/red car, and Ignacio gets onto a motorcycle, which they actually go to Benny's Auto Shop before going to Auto Nation. So they went to Benny's Auto Shop, and then 5 minutes later we see
It's not.
Are you sure?
Positive.
5 minutes later we get a dispatch call for a robbery at Benny's Auto Shop, and I check the cameras again, and once again we see Pablo Garcia and Ignacio Villarreal there.
I'm gonna beg the courts stand by for just a minute. What's going on in the back of the courtroom? Is everything okay back there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you may proceed.
Yeah, so then after about a minute or two, they were waiting for first responders to show up, and I guess they grew impatient, so Pablo takes Ignacio downstairs, and they then proceed to go to ammunition, and then that's all I witnessed.
Did you witness any threat or?
Wait, sorry, Your Honor. For the prosecution has, can you repeat the last sentence one more time?
Last sentence of what?
You said before he took him down the stairs. Can you repeat that sentence?
Are you talking about when they grew impatient and they left Benny's auto shop?
Yes, that sentence.
I'm confused. Last sentence of what?
Okay, sorry, Jan, I don't mean to go
Yeah,
out
it's
of
all
line
right.
here.
I believe you'll have your opportunity to cross the witness. I
All right.
believe that. Go ahead, Mr.
All right.
Prosecution.
Mr. Kennedy, did you see the defendant, Ignacio Villarreal, being threatened or under duress when he was being taken as a quote-unquote hostage?
No, he was in complete cooperation with the suspect. They left the dealership together to go to the next place that they were going to rob.
Okay, I can allow for the defense to cross-examine.
You got nothing further? Right. Go ahead.
For the record, can you state your name and your rank and how long you've been on the force for?
Cadet Dom Kennedy. It's my first day on the force, actually.
Okay, well, congratulations on becoming a trooper.
Thank you.
I just have a couple questions for you here. So, in your first sentence, you said there was 2 incidents at Benny's. So, what was the first incident?
There wasn't 2 incidents at Benny's. I witnessed Ignacio and Pablo leaving Benny's together.
Okay, but no officers went to the Benny's. Is that correct? You were just watching on the cameras.
Well, we got 2 Benny's. We responded to that call. We got 2 Benny's, but by the time we got there, they were gone.
Okay, so earlier when you were talking, you said that you saw them walk out of Benny's. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and the camera placements at Benny's, you can't see the garage doors. Isn't that correct? You can only see the top.
Yeah, and I watched them
So
go downstairs.
how did you see them walk out of the garage, as you stated earlier, if the camera is only facing at the top?
When I say I saw them walk out, I mean as in they walked down the stairs and left Benny's.
Okay, so you only saw them walk down the stairs. You didn't see them walk out.
No, I did not see them walk out.
Okay, but earlier in your earlier statement, you said you saw them walk out? You said you saw them walk out, hop in an orange car, and hop in a red car. Is that not correct?
Yes, I saw them.
Okay,
yes.
But the cameras are only at the top.
No. Clearly you didn't listen because I said I saw
Go
them.
ahead.
I saw Pablo I saw him untie Ignacio at the dealership. At the dealership. Not at Benny's. He untied Ignacio at the dealership, and Ignacio hopped onto a motorcycle, and Pablo got into an orange/red sedan, and they both left together.
But you just earlier stated that the cameras only point at the top. So how are you seeing this? Help me understand.
At the dealership, there's a camera pointing at the front door.
Okay, so sure, you saw it at the dealership.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, so at the dealership, run us through that because you're going over 2 different incidents and we're kind of scattering all over the place. So let's go through one incident at a time. What happened at the dealership? What did you see?
At the dealership, I witnessed Pablo Garcia and Ignacio Villarreal both inside of the dealership when I hopped onto the camera. After about a minute of them waiting for first responders, I don't know what happened, but they grew impatient, and Pablo picks Ignacio up. They go up, they walk outside. He unties Ignacio. Ignacio hops onto his motorcycle. Pablo goes into his orange/red sedan, and they both leave together.
2 minutes, Your Honor.
5 minutes later,
2 minutes.
we get a call.
Stop.
Didn't the police go to the car dealership?
No, they did not.
Your Honor, requesting a 5-minute recess before we continue with the cross-examination.
Yeah, objection, Your Honor. We've already had a recess.
Your Honor, I'm requesting a 5-minute recess. I'm not asking for 30 minutes.
Counsel's, please approach. Mr. Lennox, what is the nature that you need in the 5 minutes?
Hold on, sorry, somebody's speaking really loudly. You said it one more time.
What is it that you need the 5 minutes for? Specifically?
Just to reconcile with my client, because earlier he stated that the police did show up, so I just need to understand what happened so I can, understand the situation so I actually can fully cross-examine this witness.
Very well. I appreciate your objection, but overrule prosecution. Let it be known this court will stand in recess for 5 minutes.
All right, over here.
You may step down from the stand for the time being, but you'll need to take it back up when we come in session, all right?
Sounds good.
How much of this is true?
Do you realize that tape doesn't help if you put super glue on it?
Jimmy, I will take you out of this courtroom.
I'm literally
Yeah.
talking.
Where's the prosecutor? Come, I can see you.
right
Oh, it's
here.
amazing. All right.
What's
I
up?
can finally see you. Maybe it's just that bench. I don't know.
Okay, I've actually. Who was the arresting officer? Trooper? Corporal?
Wait.
Corporal Benson.
Corporal Benson. Can I talk? Judge, can I use your chambers real quick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, my
Yeah.
guy.
Who's getting arrested?
What?
Who's getting arrested?
These. These nuts.
How are y'all doing tonight?
I'll
Everybody doing well?
let you question too. Don't worry. It's just my turn, and then you get to go. All right. No, you're good. Don't worry. I understand. All right, Yana, we're good to go.
Okay. Prosecution.
Damn, that was a fast 5 minutes.
Sometimes it don't take too long.
Sometimes it's quicker. Oh my God.
Is the prosecutor with you or just my eyes again?
I'm right here.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Counsels, we ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. This court is now back in session. The case of the state versus Mr. Ignacio Villarreal. Defense, you may resume your cross-examination of the witness.
Thank you. All right, so let's retract this just a little bit. Let's go back to the start. So let's start with situation number one, because we were kind of getting scattered all over the place, and I don't want, everyone in here to get confused, nor do I want the honorable to get confused. So run me through the car dealership, and then we'll move on to Benny's.
Okay, do you want me to tell you what happened at the car dealership again?
Yes, from start to finish.
Okay, so we get a call for a robbery at the car dealership. I check the cameras, and I see Pablo Garcia, who is wearing a white shirt and red shorts. He's standing with the gun pointed at Ignacio Villarreal, who's wearing a cowboy hat. And I'm just watching them. And about a minute or two later, Pablo grabs Ignacio, walks him outside, then proceeds to untie him, and Ignacio jumps onto his motorcycle. Pablo gets into his red/orange sedan, and they both leave the dealership together. 5 minutes later, we get another
Okay,
call.
Stop. We'll do Benny's in a second. So you said
Okay.
they both left in the same car.
No, I said Ignacio jumped onto a motorcycle, and Pablo jumped into his red/orange vehicle.
Okay, and let me ask you this. Is this the first robbery you responded to in your career, as it was your first day? Is this, second, maybe third?
Your Honor, objection. Irrelevant.
Get in there, Your Honor.
Sustain. You may proceed with your
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, this is my first.
It's your first robbery. Okay. So in your personal opinion, I don't want you to speak for everybody in here, but in your personal opinion, when you rob a store and you have a hostage, what would you do when you're done robbing the store and the police don't show up? Well, let me rephrase. If you were robbing the store and you had a hostage, okay, the police decided not to show up to the dealership. what would you do when the police don't show up and you're done robbing it?
I definitely wouldn't go to another store and try to rob it.
Nope, you didn't answer the question. So
Objection,
here's my
relevance.
question. Relevance. This is what we're building the case upon, Your Honor. The case.
So
is
hold on.
Yes.
I'm going.
Can I make a quick rebuttal before?
No,
you
one second. I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna sustain that objection. However, I will warn counsel that you're getting pretty close to another kind of objection. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I'm going to try to rephrase to the best of my abilities. So when you're done robbing a store and you have a hostage and the police didn't show up to that store robbery, would you let the hostage go?
I mean,
Don't answer that question. I'm sorry, Mr. Lennox, but that's a lot of speculation you're asking from that individual.
no,
and while I understand that would you like to rephrase?
Okay, Your Honor, can I just say something?
Go ahead.
We're trying to bring up the point that he's a fake hostage solely because he was let go after the robbery. I'm trying to make the point that that's what people do when they're done robbing a store. When the police don't show up, or even when they do show up, when they're done, they take the hostage, they take him out the ties. Well, when they're not, what else is he supposed to do? I mean, he's going back to his home.
Prosecution, would you accept that that's common knowledge, or do we need to try to spill it out of some witness?
All right. From my take on this, if it was just one incident, I understand he releases the hostage. However, it was three separate occasions with the same exact
Your Honor, I'd like to make it known that we're talking about this one dealership at the time. We're not talking about the other one.
I understand that.
Right, and also, these crimes are related to each other, and Mr. Ignacio used his own vehicle. He used his motorcycle.
Okay, Your Honor, we're disputing facts of the case.
Okay, let us continue with your questioning, your cross-examination of witnesses. Do you have any more questions for this witness?
Yes. Let me rephrase. Here, I'm going to ask you a question. Just say yes or no, all right? So, when you're done robbing a store, let's just say if you were to rob a store, and the police don't show up, and you no longer need the hostage, would you or would you not let the hostage go?
Your Honor, the
No
opinion of
comment.
the trooper is irrelevant in this matter.
I would never rob a store, so I wouldn't know what it would be like.
Sustained, you don't have to answer that question.
All right, I think I made my point. Let's move on to the next. Let's move on to Benny's.
Your
So
Honor,
what happened
Benny's
at
is not
Benny's?
being tried on this case.
Your Honor,
I thought-
Benny's.
Hold on. I thought that was one of the two charges. Is it not one of the two charges?
No, the two charges is dealership and ammunition.
Your Honor, I'd like to make it known before you make your decision on the objection that the witness brought up Benny's when the prosecutor was examining him. I'm just getting to that point. They're using the Benny's as means to grant the accessory for the ammunition.
Very well, prosecution. You did
my
open the
objection
door to
is
the line of
withdrawn.
questioning. Yep. You may proceed.
All right, so let's stop. So what happened at Benny's?
Got a dispatch for a robbery at Benny's auto shop. Immediately hopped on the cameras, and to my
If
surprise,
you're watching,
I
feel
see.
free to jump in and provide your opinions.
Your Honor, Your Honor, you're speaking out loud.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. Sorry, go ahead.
To my surprise, I see Pablo Garcia and Ignacio Villarreal at upstairs in Benny's auto shop.
Okay.
After about a minute or so, I guess they're just waiting for responders. They get up, or Pablo picks Ignacio up, and they walk downstairs.
When you say they walk, was he being dragged or did he walk?
He was being dragged.
He was being dragged. Was he in ties at the time?
Yeah, he was in ties.
Okay, so what happened when you saw him walk down, or is that all you saw?
Yeah, that was all I saw. Like you said, the Benny's auto shop cameras. You can only
just
see.
to clear up the confusion for everybody in the court, you saw my client Ignacio at the top of Benny's in ties, and then he was walked down forcefully by Mr. Garcia, again, in ties, and that's all you saw?
Yes, at Benny's
Okay,
Auto
thank
Shop.
you. That's fine. Now let's move on to the last store robbery. So the ammunition, sorry, for clarity.
Welcome everybody. If you're watching, we're getting the bench trial of Ignacio
I
State
was only a
versus
witness
Ignacio.
for
Feel free if you have any
Mr.
questions to
Ignacio,
ask him. I'll answer them as best I can.
being a
Okay, so
fake hostage.
you don't know what happened at the ammunition.
No, I wasn't a witness to that.
So let me ask you this. You just said he was a fake hostage. How do you know he was a fake
Thanks for the
hostage, or do
follow.
you think he was?
I know he was a fake hostage because I simply saw Pablo Garcia untie him, and then they both leave together.
So
and 5 minutes later, at the next.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever bought a car before?
Your Honor, objection relevance.
Get in there, Your Honor.
Sustain.
Your Honor, can I explain why I was asking?
You can.
I was gonna bring up what's the first thing you do when you buy a new car?
Get there quickly. Overruled. Go ahead, Mr.
Okay.
Lennox.
Thank you. So let me ask you this. Have you ever bought a car before?
No.
Okay, so again, in your personal opinion, so let's just say you have a car. Let's just say, right now, do you have a car you want to buy or anything, or?
No.
All right, that's fine. So what if you just bought a car?
Get to the
right
point,
now.
Mr. Lennox.
Apologies, Your Honor. If you just bought a car right now, is it the first thing you would do is take it to the dealership to go look at the upgrades for it?
No.
Okay, and what would you do?
Drive it. I don't know.
So you don't know?
I would drive the car.
Okay, that's fine. That's all for this witness unless my co-counsel has anything.
I have a couple questions, Your Honor.
I'm going to allow the prosecution to cross before you go. Prosecution, you have any questions this time?
No, not at this time.
Go ahead, proceed.
All right. Sorry, I gotta go over the table. All right. When you were talking about the dealership, you said that you saw them leaving in two separate vehicles. So is it not something you've ever happened where you've left the destination and you've ran into the same person at a later destination?
You're asking me if I've ever ran into someone that I've saw minutes ago, or what? Sorry, what's your question?
Yeah, if you saw someone recently at one location, you've never been to another location and seen that same individual?
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay, so wouldn't you say it's possible that once Mr. Villarreal was freed, he then decided to go check out what he could do on his new Sanchez, and in the meantime, a very frequent robbed place, which is Benny's, a criminal came in there. Mr. Villarreal happened to be there, and at that time was taken hostage again because the criminal saw an opportunity?
No, because they followed each other.
How do you know they followed each other? Did you
I saw them
follow
on cameras leave the parking lot together.
Okay, you saw them leaving together. Did you hear them say, "Oh, hey, let's go rob another place together"? Did you follow them the whole way from? Because I know that camera doesn't go all the way from that dealership all the way to Benny's. It doesn't fly.
I saw them leave the parking lot together, so it's not like they.
Was it simultaneously right after?
So you've never left the same place as someone at the same time?
I've never been taken hostage and then followed the person taking me hostage to.
Regardless.
Hold on. You need to answer the question directly, sir. Sorry.
So you've never
Repeat
left
your
the
question.
same. You've never left the same place at the same time as another person.
I'm sure I have.
Okay, so wouldn't it be likely that even though yes there was hostages, Mr. Villarreal was trying to go about his business. He didn't know if any harm he had been let loose. He was just going about his business, not knowing what Mr. Garcia had in mind, because there's no way he could have known. And Mr. Garcia saw Mr. Villarreal at Benny's, which is again frequently robbed. and saw a crime of opportunity there and took his chance.
You're asking me if that's likely?
I'm saying, can you?
You're
Yes,
asking me.
I'm
If
asking.
you're asking me if that's likely, the answer is no. That's not likely.
Why would you say that's not likely? Why wouldn't a criminal take a crime of opportunity?
So what you're telling me is that you think that
I'm asking you
Ignacio.
a question. Can you please answer the question?
Oh, I'm telling you, it's not likely.
And I
Your
asked you,
Honor,
why would it not be likely?
Your Honor, can you just let the witness know he's being very hostile to the court, and he's supposed to answer the questions directly without beating around the questions.
I'm not beating around the question.
You don't have to.
He has avoided 3 of my questions so far, Your
I'm
Honor.
very confused by his
let's-
questioning.
Okay, get to the point, Mr. Tyndall. I want yes and no questions, and you should be responding yes or no. Am I clear? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, yes or no, 2 people can leave the same place at the same time, correct?
Yes.
2 people can then happen upon to be at the same place, same time by happenstance later on, correct?
Sure, yes.
So then, what do you say it's reasonable a criminal would take a crime of opportunity?
No.
So you're saying criminals don't take opportunities; they just
Not in this case.
that's speculation, Your Honor.
Yeah, there was a lot of it all over the place. Yeah,
All right,
any
no
more
further
questions for the
questions,
witness?
Your Honor.
All right.
No.
Do you have a rebuttal there? Do you wish to prosecution?
Yes, I
or we
actually
done
have
with it?
a follow-up question for the witness.
Go ahead.
In your line of work as a SASP trooper, is it reasonable to believe that if a hostage is being released
Objection, Your Honor.
after...
Lacks personal knowledge. It's the
You
it's
asked
his,
the same exact
Your
type of
Honor.
question.
It's his first day on the job. He doesn't know what
Overruled.
it's like to be.
You may continue, Mr. Lennox.
Right.
I mean, excuse me, Mr. District Attorney. I apologize.
Is it reasonable to believe that a hostage being released after a robbery had taken place would follow in the same direction with his own vehicle of the person who recently just took him hostage and committed a robbery in front of him?
Again, Your Honor, lacks personal knowledge. He just stated 5 minutes ago that this is his first robbery he ever responded to.
Yes, but he is trained as a trooper.
Overruled. Allow me to answer the question, the objection, Mr. District Attorney. Thank you.
No, that's not reasonable.
So a hostage would leave in a possibly opposite direction, or report to a trooper or law
Yes.
enforcement agency that he was recently taken hostage.
Yes.
All right, no further questions.
Rebuttal, Your Honor.
You may.
Sorry, can I get your name one more time?
Dom Kennedy.
All right, Don. So just to clarify, you said it was your first day on the job, and this was your first robbery you responded to, correct?
Yes, sir.
So how could you affirmatively answer that question and know your answer so much if it's your first day?
Because I was trained.
So let me ask you this. Were you trained
There he was,
specifically in
training.
robberies?
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
What did they go through in that training?
Oh, you're a dirty bastard, Jay.
Just different situations.
Dirty,
where,
dirty, Jay,
like,
dirty.
you'd have different robberies in either a bank, dealership, anything, general
Jay-Z.
store, it doesn't matter.
Did they show you how to use the cameras in those trainings?
Yes, they did.
Did they show you how to identify a suspect from the cameras?
Yes.
And how did they tell you how to do that?
Yikes, it's a trap.
By
Your Honor, objection.
clothing.
These are classified
Let me hear the
knowledge.
objection. What's that?
This is classified training knowledge for law enforcement and should not be revealed to the public.
Overruled. That's not classified.
Proceed with the answer.
Clothing, vehicles, race, gender. things of that
So
nature.
let me ask you this. They taught you how to know if it's a fake hostage or not, correct?
No, they taught me.
So how do you know he was a fake hostage if they didn't train you in that? It's your first day. You said you're going off your training. Do you just know?
No, like I said, I witnessed them leaving together
Again,
and show up at
but we're going
two
off
other
your-
spots.
I understand, but 5 minutes ago, we're bringing up your training, and this is your first robbery, and you are bringing up your training. Any question you've answered today, you brought up your training and how the SASP's trained you. How do you know he was a fake hostage if the SASP didn't train you in that specific subject?
Well, my training did teach me to differentiate who might be a fake hostage or not, if that's
But
your
you
question.
just said 5 minutes ago that they didn't. So did they or did they not?
They did.
Okay, and how did they do that?
Different cues.
Different cues. I'm sorry, Your Honor. If the prosecution has no objections, I'd like him to elaborate on different cues. I've never heard of that before. I'd just like some explanation.
No objections.
You may proceed.
Different cues. Describe.
How it literally, the training
Hey,
taught me how they.
Hold on. You said, I'm asking you a question. You said they trained you in different cues and how to know different cues. What's a cue?
Yes. A cue is like an interaction.
So how does knowing a fake hostage have to do anything with an interaction?
Well, how the hostage and the suspect interact with each other.
Would you say you're a pretty good lip reader?
I guess. I don't know.
So, sorry,
body
one second, Your
gestures.
Honor.
Yeah, please.
All right. Okay. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
Let me see. Somebody over there start opening their mouth. Start talking, but not out loud.
Yo.
Not out loud. Just talk, whisper.
Where are you trying to go with this, Mr.
What
Lennox?
what is he saying? What is he saying, sir? Right over there. You see his mouth moving?
No, I can't see anyone's mouth moving. He
You-
or she? I
Look,
see she's
Mr.
the one behind
Lennox,
him.
Please, what is it? Get to the point.
I'm at the point, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this. What is he saying right there? You can't see.
Can't. No,
So
I
how
can't.
how could you see from the cameras what they were saying? How do you know he was a
I
fake
didn't
hostage?
say I could see. I said I could see interactions. You can,
You could
tell
see
by body
interaction.
movements and
you
body
could tell,
gestures how
So you could tell by
people are
interactions that he was a
interacting.
fake hostage.
Yes,
And how could you tell that?
by their body language and their gestures towards each other.
And what did they train you about body language in the training?
They trained me to know if a hostage follows the suspect to the next location.
So, hey, let me stop you there. They told you very specifically in the training that if the hostage follows the person to the next location, it's the fake hostage. That's exactly word for word what they told you.
Yes.
Word for word. Word for word.
All
Just for
right.
clarity, Your Honor. Word for word in your training, they told you that
Yes.
if somebody leaves with the hostage, it's a fake hostage.
Yes.
Your
No further
Honor,
questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Prosecution rebuttal.
I have no rebuttal, Your Honor. I'm done with this witness.
Very good. Sir, you may step down.
Thank you.
Two things. Number one, would somebody please take Mr. Ignacio out of his restraints? He's been here for a while and is cooperative. I don't feel like he, especially for the nature of these charges, poses a risk to this courtroom, given that we have two officers here. Do you?
Thank you, Mr. Taps. My wrist really hurt.
Yes, Your Honor.
My
Thank you.
ass is still in fucking handcuffs too.
If anybody needs a burger and shake, see that man. You guys are, if you're hungry or thirsty, the court's happy to have provided. And thank this gentleman for bringing them.
Because I'm being arrested for robbing a store.
Anybody hungry or thirsty?
I need a burger.
Yes, Your Honor.
But these motherfuckers made me
Okay.
come here instead.
We'll be in recess for 5 minutes for people to get food and drink. In the meantime, can I speak to you, Mr. District Attorney, just for a second?
Me as
Yes,
well,
Your
or
Honor.
no?
Yeah, if you want to come over, Mr. Carmichael. But
All right, that's all right. No, I mean, if you don't want me over there, I don't have to be. I was
you're,
asking.
you're welcome. I just wanted to
All right.
clarify something.
Time served for this shit?
No,
Yes.
you wanted
So-
to be here.
So
I thought I had to be here.
I'm a little.
Alright, well, I'm leaving then.
I'm sure you're a little disturbed too over that last bit of statement from that officer, correct?
Yes, I don't know if that's actually true, and if he just perjured himself. I think we should verify that.
Okay, so
Can we call him back on
realize
the
that-
stand?
That's fine.
You realize that into the case, in regards to this particular case and testimony that's been rendered in session, right? That's fine if he's going to perjure himself. That could be one way of going about it. But you realize that this puts your case in extreme problem, right? I'm ready to roll
Right.
on this case right now just based on that testimony.
I understand that, and because of that, because of that last statement and how he was the prime witness for this entire thing, I am willing to just drop this case at this moment. I do
I mean,
not tolerate.
we're pretty far into it, Your
I do
Honor. Might
not-
as well go through, you know?
Well, yeah, we can go through it since I assume I already know what verdict you're going to be pressing,
if you
but
wanna,
perjury will not be
uncuff him so he
tolerated.
can drink his smoothie. I am blocking the door. Go for it.
Your Honor, I'd just like to let it wear, as well as the prosecution counsel, we do intend to call him back onto the stand after we examine Chester Benson.
So, gentlemen, you both want to proceed. You're going to present evidence. So, District Attorney, you believe you can present evidence. Oh, never mind. You guys aren't going to call it. That's fine. All right.
All right.
You want me to ask my client if he wants to drop the case, or?
It's up to him. I mean, I'm just having a sidebar conversation with you guys. Based on that last
Right.
testimony, I don't think there's any good judge in his mind that could continue
No,
with this case.
the thing is, most of what he said was going in the right direction until that very last statement.
And that unfortunate statement's pretty damning.
Exactly, because if you say one piece of perjury, then you can't value any of the.
Or
Your
the
Honor,
other
can
side
we-
of that, hold on, the other
Yeah,
side of
sorry.
that's also equally as dangerous. If that's actually how he was trained, there's even more of a problem.
Exactly.
Can we call him back onto the stand?
Not right now. He's just been dismissed during your
Okay,
time.
no,
you're welcome
after
to.
after Chester.
Yeah, after the rest of the witnesses come up,
Okay,
can we bring him up to the stand and have him ask him if he wants to reword what he said?
That'll be up to you guys and how you address him if you wish to call him again. I'm not inclined to bring somebody like that back onto the. I'm not necessarily inclined to bring him up, and I think you guys understand.
Okay.
That's all right. I understand. I guess we'll just go from there. Let me go tell my client.
Thank you.
But, yeah,
Arturo,
just
the prosecution
I don't
is
see
ready to
any
drop
purpose
all
to
charges against you. Would you like to proceed with
this.
the bench trial?
I'll text you right now.
Yeah, that's a rough
For the-
one there,
for the hell of it.
Mr. District Attorney.
this was going really well too at the
Yeah,
beginning.
it was being a pretty good case. Pretty good case. That last bit was pretty bad.
Yeah, just one sentence, just
Yep.
killed the whole case.
Mr. Carmichael, are you here? I thought I saw you.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay.
All right, we're ready to proceed when you are.
All right, very well. Can I get a burger and shake real quick?
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Has your client in accordance with?
Can I
what
get
we
a
talked
burger
about?
and shake real quick?
He just wants to do the bench trial just for the hell of it. I mean, that's why we're here.
Can I bite someone's bottom lip?
Oh my God! Can we get this person out of here? It
I'm
was
actually
peaceful
all
till then.
out. I'm sorry, my guy.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
I'm sorry.
As long as everybody else got fed, that's good.
Hey, look, she might have one though. She's an amazing person that knows how
Go
to
get it,
cut
Tia, go
meat
get it.
very easily.
Go get it right now.
All right, are we ready? Let's gonna
Yes,
be
Your
back in
Honor.
session, y'all. Let's get our behavior under control and settle down. I appreciate everybody's attendance and attention.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
All right,
I love you.
we're gonna go ahead and come back into session. The San Andreas District Court, the Honorable Judge Taps presiding. This is the case of the state versus Mr. Ignacio Villarreal. Case number 060420200001. Prosecution, are you prepared to call your next witness or submit any new evidence?
Your Honor, prior to submitting new witnesses and evidence, may I please make a statement?
What?
Very well, you may proceed with your statement.
Yeah.
Right, I just would like to notify anybody who will be speaking in this court that perjury will not be tolerated and will be charged and pressed to the full extent of the law if necessary.
So noted. Are you ready to call your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Corporal Benson? Is that right?
Yes,
Very
sir.
well, Corporal Benson, if you would please approach the stand. All right, Mr. Benson, if you'd raise your right hand and repeat after me, please.
What the fuck are you doing?
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me many.
I swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, the whole truth, so help me many.
Very good. Prosecution, may proceed.
All right, Mr. Corporal Benson. I have a couple questions for you. First, you were the arresting officer of Ignacio Villarreal, correct?
That is correct.
And during the arrest, could you please describe what happened?
Yes, I showed up at a 1090, which is a robbery at Ammunition. When I arrived, Ignacio and Mr. Pablo Garcia were outside. They were walking towards his vehicle, the red in color coil. When I approached, Pablo pulled a gun and decided he was going to point it at me and then at the hostage. That's when I opened fire on Mr. Pablo Garcia.
For clarification, who was the hostage?
The hostage was Ignacio Villarreal.
And was he in restraints at the time?
Yes, he was.
Is there any reason to believe that Mr. Ignacio was a pretend hostage and not actually?
Yes, there was.
Could you please elaborate?
Yes, as my trooper stated over there, we have witnessed them at 3 consecutive robberies. However, we're only pursuing 2 charges on that. He was cooperating with the individual Pablo Garcia at both robberies, and when I approached them at Ammunition, it appeared that they were going towards his car to
much better
exit
witness,
the scene.
by the way.
So this
You
was
should
the
have not even
third
called the other
robbery
guy.
where both individuals were present?
That is correct.
Welcome, followers.
The defense can cross-examine.
All right. Defense, do you have any questions for this witness?
Of course, Your Honor.
If you
just
raise
like,
your hands and wiggle your foot or something, sorry.
Is that better?
I can't see you. That's all right. Oh,
better?
briefly. Oh, nope.
What's up?
Oh my.
Oh, parkour, baby.
Is that better, Your Honor?
No, but maybe you'll show up eventually.
I'm sorry.
It's
All right. Just like Mr. Kennedy, for the record, can you state your name, your rank, and how long you've been with the San Andreas State Police?
Yes, my name is Chester Benson. I'm a corporal with SASP, and I've been on the force for about 5 months.
Nice. Very proud of you. Let me ask you a couple questions here. So, what happened when you were told he was a fake hostage? What were the steps you took?
The steps I took, I contacted the troopers over the radio and asked for the description of the description of the individual that was pertained to be a fake
Sorry,
hostage.
hold on. Excuse me, everybody else in here, can we take a seat, please?
Yeah,
And
where's
sorry,
the-
Your Honor.
No talking in court. If I hear any more words, you'll be fined in contempt. You may proceed.
All right. All right, please, guys, stop.
Your Honor, I have a concern.
Go ahead.
One of our detainees, Mr. Pablo Garcia, I think just left the courtroom.
Your Honor, I also have a concern. Why are they bringing detainees into the courtroom and not bringing them to the holding cells?
That's okay. Thank you.
All right,
Tell them, Jimmy.
let's
You can.
let's
You're
continue.
currently on the stand. Continue.
Okay. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I can I have a couple seconds here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So what were the steps you took?
I radioed and asked the troopers that witnessed the other robberies what the individual was wearing.
Just for clarity, you said trooper. It was just that cadet standing right over there.
It was
Mr.
also
Don.
Trooper Shaw.
Okay, wonderful.
I radioed over and got the description of the fake hostage. It matched the description of Mr. Ignacio. And that's when I approached the ammunition, they were both there.
And what did you do?
I told Pablo to put his gun down and let Mr. Ignacio go, and he refused. He pointed his weapon at me, then Mr. Ignacio, then back at me, and that's when I opened fire.
So who told you that it was a fake hostage?
It was going to be one Mr. Dallas Shaw and Trooper Kennedy.
Okay, and you're a field training officer, correct?
That is correct.
I presume you remember the words that were stated here to the other cadet.
Can you please refresh me?
Yes. He was told specifically that if two people leave the scene, if a hostage and the other person leaves the scene, then it's a fake hostage. You remember that statement?
I don't believe that was his exact words.
Okay, but you know where I'm getting at.
Yes, but I'm not
Okay,
going to answer the question unless you phrase it correctly.
Okay, so let me ask you this. How many trainings have you conducted?
Well over 10.
Have you ever said that, and quote unquote, that they are trained, or he was trained specifically, or really anyone, I'm asking you if you trained anyone, and you told them specifically that if two people leave in the same car, then they are fake hostage?
I have never said that personally.
Wonderful. Have you ever heard of anybody saying that?
That is in our SOP. Scratch that. That is not in our SOP, but I do believe we have said that in training before. If they are cooperating and get in the same vehicle and they aren't held at gunpoint, that it's most likely a fake hostage.
So believe or no?
Believe what?
Believe that they said that. You said you believe.
I have personally never said that, Mr. Carmichael.
Okay. Let me ask you this. When we were in the cells, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were prepared to let my client go scotch-free. Is that not correct?
That is correct, Mr. Carmichael. I told you I was not going to...
Stop. I asked you a question. Let me ask the questions. Don't get out of line here.
Mr. Lennox, I'm advise you don't become hostile to the witness either.
Of course. I apologize, Your Honor. So again, just for rephrasing, yes or no? In the cells, you are going to let my client go scotch-free, no charges. Yes or no?
Yes, Mr. Carmichael.
No more
but
questions,
I would
Your
like
Honor.
to add,
No more questions.
Your Honor, I would like to add that Mr. Carmichael advised me to charge his client in order to have a bench trial here today.
Speculation.
It's on body cam, Mr. Carmichael.
Noted. Not enabled. No need to argue, gentlemen. Thank you.
Your Honor, just in a rebuttal to that, I would like to say, just while we're continuing the trial right now, when the prosecutor said he would drop all the charges, the same reason.
I understand you.
Just trying to give everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Any rebuttal there, prosecutor?
No rebuttals.
Mr.
Very
Tyndall.
well.
Oh, hold
You
on,
may
Your Honor,
step-
we're not done.
Go ahead, Mr. Tyndall.
All right, Benson. When you were talking about when you arrived on scene, you said Mr. Villarreal was still tied up, correct?
That is correct.
So why would the fact that they're entering the same vehicle, although Mr. Villarreal is still tied up, why would that lead you to believe he's a fake hostage? He's still tied up. What couldn't Mr. Garcia be taking him to do yet another robbery? I mean, that was his third robbery.
I do not believe that a hostage would be cooperating with 3 consecutive robberies.
I mean, if he has a gun to his head,
He only
he's
pulled the gun
tied
out
up.
once I showed up.
And he pointed a gun at Mr. Villarreal, right?
He pointed it at me, then Mr. Villarreal, then back at me.
So obviously he had no concern for Mr. Villarreal's life. He had him hostage at 3 different locations. What makes the 4th so special?
There was not a 4th robbery.
No, but I'm referring to it wouldn't be usual for a hostage to cooperate with another robbery. He was still tied up. He didn't really have a choice but to cooperate.
They were seen at 3 consecutive robberies, cooperating with
That's
each
a
other.
good
I don't believe
question,
that he was
Jordan.
a fake hostage, or that I don't believe that he was a real hostage.
What
roleplay-
leads you to believe they were
the
cooperating
roleplay
with
for
each other?
both are
He
so
was seen
distinctly different
leaving
that
Benny's
it's,
tied up. He was
it's really
seen
enjoyable
when you
on both
arrived
sides.
tied up. They were
Um,
seen leaving in 2 different
yeah, so it's
vehicles, not in the same vehicle, and
I know
happened to
it's a shitty-
arrive at
shitty
the same
answer, but-
location. Again, what leads you to believe he was a
It's
fake
an
hostage?
answer.
Would you follow a subject that had just held you at gunpoint in the exact same direction to the next
Objection,
location?
Your Honor, speculation. The witness does not know if he followed him directly to Benny's, nor does he know when they met at Benny's.
Staying?
So could you answer my question? How, even though he was tied up in all situations that y'all saw, minus when he was free the first time, how would that lead you to believe he was a fake hostage?
Again, from the 3 consecutive robberies that my 2 troopers witnessed on cameras.
In which he was tied up, correct?
I was not on cameras, so I have no word on that.
Oh man.
He was tied up when you arrived.
I hear how
That is correct.
said that.
Sucks.
And your cadet had said that he was tied up at Benny's. No further questions, Your Honor.
Rebuttal, prosecution.
No rebuttal.
You may step down, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Does prosecution intend to call any more witnesses, submit any more evidence?
No, Your Honor.
Very well.
I need
Defense, you
word
make...
for word exactly what Don said. You have it?
Hello?
Yes, Your Honor. Do
Are
you have it?
prepared to call your first witness?
Yes, Your Honor. We call Cadet Don Kennedy to the stand.
Very good.
Your Honor, objection.
Go ahead.
I believe we discussed that we were going to not call him up to the stand again.
Rebuttal, Your Honor.
What is it? Go ahead. Why you wish to call him?
In our sidebar, we stated that...
hold on. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Lennox. Does the calling of this witness go towards anything to do with the guilt or innocence of the charges facing your client?
Yes.
Very well, I'm going to allow it.
I need word for word what he said. Do you have it?
You asking Ignacio, I'm assuming?
Tyndall.
Word for who?
What he said on the stand about
Sir,
his
you realize you're still under oath as originally sworn
I
in?
believe I remember
correct?
it, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
All right, you may take a seat.
right now. Your Honor, requesting
All
2-minute
right.
recess before we proceed.
No, let's get this going. Are you intending to bring in some kind of other evidence into this courtroom?
No, Your Honor, just what's already been previously stated.
Okay.
Now,
Are you prepared to ask your questions?
Can I get that 2-minute recess, Your Honor?
Overruled. Let's go.
All right. All right. Cadet Don.
Is he still here? Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, he's still here. Can you just put your hands up, Mr. Kennedy?
It's all right. I must be having problems with my eyes.
Mr. Kennedy, you still with us?
Yeah, can you see me?
Yeah, so earlier you stated about your training that they said very specifically, they told you something about a fake hostage. What was that they told you in the training?
That in a situation of if I see a hostage following whatever said suspect, that it's most likely they are working together.
Okay, but earlier I asked you, I said,
What up, motherfucker? Hold on, before you go inside the courthouse, let's have a conversation.
Officer, can you please go take care of that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Hey.
You can
What's your
proceed.
question?
can we wait
Your
until
Honor?
they're a little
Your
farther
Honor?
away?
Yes.
Out of the courtroom, or we're holding.
Can we get them away from here? This is very disturbing.
Yes. That's what the officer sounds like he's trying to do right now.
All right, I think we're good if that's okay, Your Honor.
Let me proceed.
So earlier I asked you, you said something about a training, and I said, word for word, this is what they told you in a training. And I said, if a hostage leaves the destination in the same direction as the criminal, that he is a fake hostage. I asked you, word for word, is that what they said? Is that what they said? Yes or no?
Is that what who said? My FTO?
Yes, word for word.
We went over something along the lines of that in training, and
Okay,
yes, that is what.
You're not answering the question. I asked you, word for word. I said, if a hostage leaves the destination in the same direction as the criminal, that he is a fake hostage. I said, word for word. Is that word for word what he said?
No, I remember you saying follow, not in the same
so let me ask you this: before, what was it? Were you did you just not answer correctly?
No, I remember you saying followed and not same direction.
So, how do we know that what you saying on the stand isn't a lie?
Okay, hold on a second.
All right.
I'd love it if we had a court reporter. Did somebody actually go look up what the man said so that we could have it read back to him?
Your Honor, I have a twinkle going, and I can go back and get that footage to you ASAP.
Yeah. If we're going to be acting on specifics here, Mr. Lennox,
I agree, Your Honor,
assuming
but
the prosecutor doesn't have any objection, I'm going to ask the court reporter to go get us a copy of exactly what was said if you intend to ask a question.
I'm fine with that, Your Honor. That's why I originally requested the recess.
Yeah, very well. We'll be in recess until we can get that exact quote. Mr. District Attorney, any problem with that?
No, Your Honor.
All right. We stand in recess. You may step down.
Where did Your Honor go?
I'm right here.
Oh, I can't
in
see
front
you.
of you.
Can I see you in
Right
your
here.
chambers?
Yeah, sure. How's it going, Chester?
Good. How about you?
Living the dream every day.
All right, Judge Taps. Listen, I'm not trying to get any cadet or anything in trouble. This was supposed to be a case made for fun and stuff. I'm not sure where we're going or what direction we're trying to proceed in. I just want to make sure that that cadet's not going to be in trouble.
We'll talk about it in my office after the court case.
All right.
It's not on me to press any charges or do anything like that. That'd be up to the district attorney or one of the others to do anything. Now, look, I mean, gentlemen, let's be real about the situation, right? I think that the heart of the matter here, Corporal, is in relevance, and the reason I'm allowing the questioning, gentlemen, is because it speaks to the relevance of the reason why the man was treated as a potential willing hostage, right?
Yep.
And the reason the questioning is being allowed, because there's been testimony now given that says there's actually some specific training in regards to how the state police recognize or identify somebody who's a hostile
I'm trying to.
or
Yeah,
friendly
give me a minute,
hostage,
I'm
right?
trying to review it.
Yeah. Like I said before, in any of my trainings, we haven't really said those word for word, just trying to help new cadets identify fake hostages since it is an issue in the city.
I understand. But it does give us a moment of pause in a court case such as this, right?
That is correct. However, I was ready to drop all charges against Ignacio. However, his attorney wanted me to press charges so that we could have a bench trial.
Mr. Lennox, are you willing, given the sensitivity of the nature, what is it that is your angle specifically? I asked this kind of before. I think we all understand the point. The court certainly understands the point that you're trying to make. And nor do I think, does anybody in this room believe that we're going to hear anything different?
I just wanted to be made aware. My point for the questioning is, I'm going to use lying, although it's a strong word. If he was lying about what he said about his training, how do we not know he wasn't lying about the fake hostage?
Lennox, with all due respect, this
I'm talking
case
to the
would never have
judge.
happened.
I'm talking to the judge.
Okay.
Don't
all right,
forget.
look, so here's the situation. Me personally, right? Whether he was lying or he wasn't lying, there's an underlying issue that somewhere the training system broke down in regards to this deal, and I hope that the district attorney and Mr. Corporal Chester here, that you guys will take this back to your, the superiors there and have a conversation about training moving forward, and perhaps have a conversation with this trooper, including conversations about. Oh my gosh. Is
What
everything
happened?
okay, Chester? I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of gunfire.
Your Honor, I'm willing to stop this bench trial if the
gracious.
if the
Chester's
prosecution.
head popped.
Hello.
No, he went outside.
My apologies. That was in my head.
I said I'm willing to drop this bench trial if the prosecution wants to drop all charges against my client and also reimburse him $1,000 for the time he spent.
District
Your
Attorney?
Honor, yeah, I don't need the reimbursement, but yeah, I'm willing to dismiss the charges.
No,
was
we want to get reimbursed, not reimburse you.
Oh, you?
Yeah, no, yeah. He wants the 1,000. Was he fined 1,000? Was he ever fined?
He was never
No,
fined.
he was not
never
fined for his
charged.
time.
Right. Okay.
You can bring up
were
a
the ones
lawsuit for
who-
that, Mr.
All right, that's okay.
Mr. Lennox.
Okay.
All right, cool. Let's just get this done with. That's all right. Goodness gracious, Chester, is everything all right?
I don't
Sorry,
know.
Your Honor,
There's
I
automatic
tried.
gunfire outside, but there's just too many people for just me.
It's gonna be a lot of pay you gonna owe me, Ignacio.
Mr. Linux.
We'll talk about it after the case.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
Prosecution, do you have any more questions for the witness?
Sorry, Your Honor, can you speak up? We couldn't hear you.
Prosecution, do you have any more questions for that witness?
No, Your Honor.
And defense, do you have any more questions for that witness?
We may. I'd like to know if the prosecution has any statements they'd like to make before.
Is there a motion? In other words, the prosecution, do you wish to make a motion at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, then we're not done with any questioning. We'd like to bring him onto the stand, and we'd like the record from the trial from the court clerk, and we'll proceed as usual.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Your Honor, should we get a sidebar? Because I believe we disagreed on something.
That's fine. If you guys would approach.
Yes.
I don't know. I can't see Mr. Carmichael, but I can see the prosecutor now. It's very impressive.
I'm sorry. You want me to motion to dismiss? Because
that's correct. If that's your intention,
yes,
otherwise we
yes,
have to proceed. All right.
My
Thank you.
apologies. That was a misunderstanding.
That's all right. It's all right.
All right.
Okay, let's try this again. Mr. Prosecutor, do you have a motion at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution would like to dismiss all charges.
Defense, any rebuttal?
Lennox Carmichael, Your Honor.
Be careful, Mr. Carmichael.
Of course, Your Honor. My apologies.
Very well. We accept this motion. The case of the people versus Mr. Ignacio is hereby closed. No contest. You are free to go, Mr. Ignacio.
Hey.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a good evening. This court is now closed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay,
Thank
I
you.
need you two in my office.
Who, me?
No, the two troopers.
Chester, do you want to talk before you leave? Are you good?
Mr. Lennox, that's the best behaved I've heard of you in a long time.
Your Honor,
in the
I just want to say I apologize for the past. I'm here to reform.
Okay,
Shake my.
very impressive.
Your Honor, are you going home?
No, if you need something, I can help you.
Who the fuck is that?
If you'd be
It's
able
nice
to
we can
bring
put this
in
aside, Taps. Very nice.
Prosecutor. As well.
Sorry that.
Was it Benjamin?
You need a
Thank you,
prosecutor as
Mr.
well?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ignacio.
Come on over. You said you're gonna need to talk to the prosecution, the DA.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me just pull out my phone. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well, sir. And yourself?
Living the dream every day. I think. It's been a long day.
I can imagine after such a case.
Okay, I don't have his phone number. Let me see if he's still outside. 1 second.
I can't ask Damon shit, Blazini. Want to know why?
Why are you
Because he's
yelling?
in ICU, dude.
Shush. We're talking. All right, calm down.
Yeah, this ain't your conversation, bitch.
Okay, Dusty.
Go lick Dante's asshole.
So I can tell you this: that Dante does not do anything to us. Okay, I can assure you that.
The court case is over. Please leave.
We're having a conversation.
Okay, I'm having a statement.
What's up?
All right, then you're
Go to the spot. You know where to
I'm
meet.
just trying to make sure no more shit goes down.
I don't gotta say nothing more. I don't gotta say nothing more. You know where to
So
meet.
yeah, like I said, it wasn't us. Like, we literally been like.
I have no idea what's going on out there.
It's a nice day.
I'm trying to get a hold of him to come back. Do you want to speak without him, or you want to wait till he's here?
Like some people in the V12 have been pissing other people off.
I can speak with you about it, honestly. It's just, it may be something he needs to be privy to.
Very well. Let me give it one more shot. See what's going on.
Of course.
Actually, one of the officers out there probably calling on the radio. 1 second.
Right, I'm friends with Damon. I talked to Damon.
Yeah,
Right?
well, Dio, Blazini, and Benji were all named as being part of shooting up
I
Damon.
swear, bro. I thought I was gonna get a bestest.
And now Damon's in ICU.
Is there still an officer here?
Judge?
Oh, good, you're here. All right, come on in.
Blazini, you guys were in the Rumpo again. Like, come on.
So we're the only ones.
No, I'm not saying. But
Ma'am,
that's
is this
literally
a
how you
subject
guys roll.
of...
Judge, I can't see you.
What? I mean, isn't that?
Excuse me.
Oh, there you
Ma'am,
go.
is this a subject of some sensitivity that we probably need to go somewhere else a little bit more secluded?
Not particularly, no.
Okay, all right. Let's go into my chambers. Okay.
If you
What's
could
going
just
on?
raise your arms for me, Your Honor.
Yeah, sorry. That work?
No.
How about now?
I'll just assume. There you are.
Okay.
So,
All right, go ahead.
essentially
Would
the
you like
crux
to?
of this issue.
Would you like to sit on the couch or anything? Are you comfortable?
I'm comfortable standing, Your Honor.
Okay, very well. You may go ahead.
Essentially, Your Honor, to make a long story short, for the last month and a half, pressing on the 2 months, I've been trying desperately to get my record expunged. But every defense attorney I talk to either never gets back to me or never follows up.
Your
I've
Honor,
tried to get onto the government website and
Your Honor, am I needed for this?
She specifically asked for you.
I just figured it would be something that you would need to be here for, sir.
Well, in our city, usually the DA doesn't deal with the expungements. It
True.
goes directly with the judge.
What?
And,
Let me. Yeah, you can go. It's all right.
okay, yeah, because I need to meet with those troopers.
Yep. So I can get you an attorney right now, but let me check you. Let me see what you're working with as far as your record's concerned. Try to figure out what's going on. Maybe we can get you done right now.
Of course.
If I can just see your ID real fast.
Sure.
That's hilarious. All right, Miss Harris, 1 second. I have no idea why you would not. And what attorneys have you contacted?
Charlton, Carmichael, Tyndall, Wolf.
Why were you on HUT for so long? And there was never any charges filed?
I served a 14-day hold until trial, and an additional 7-day involuntary search and seizure of anything that could be conceived as a weapon from my home and my cars and my person.
And you never
As you can see from my record, I haven't been arrested in quite some time.
Yes, that's correct. 1 second. Some more phone numbers. What defense attorneys have you spoken with?
Carmichael, Tyndall, Wolf, and Charlton.
Well, get your ass in here, dude. Freaking, I need a lawyer right now to take care of this shit. All right. Well, it's strange that nobody would take care of this for you.
I thought the same.
Let me see what's going on.
I don't know if they just got overloaded and forgot about me, but we would have one meeting and then never speak again. Even trying to get a hold of them through email correspondence, nothing.
Just a moment.
Hey, homeboy, why don't you put your hands up?
Hello?
Keep them up.
What? Is somebody in here? That's weird. Did you hear that?
I did. I feel your walls may not be as thick as you
Yeah.
once thought.
No kidding. Sorry, I'm trying to get in touch with somebody here, see if you can't get this taken care of right now.
Of course.
Oh, come on. Come on. Oh. This.
It's just rather frustrating is all. When you spend all your time and money at Los Santos University to get a degree as a medical examiner, and yet you have a record, so therefore you could never get a license.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that's very frustrating. I'm sorry that's happened to you. Most of the attorneys in town actually are pretty decent, do a pretty damn good job.
I would like to think so. It's nothing against them. I don't want them to get reprimanded for it, but
Yeah, I hear you. Alright, I'm sorry. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, I got it. Thanks.
of course. Patience is key.
Should be hearing back from somebody here momentarily.
There's one thing, dear, that I have is patience.
Well, that's good. Have we ever met before? God, you sound very familiar.
I've been in your courtroom once, trying to do the same thing while Charlton was representing me.
What happened then?
He never got back to me.
I see. Well, man, that's gotta be frustrating.
It can be, yes.
Sorry, I'm typing a lot right now. It's very interesting. It can't.
So has it been a rather
What's that?
long day for you?
Oh, it's been a trying one. Get it? That is Matilda Harris.
With all due respect, Your Honor, I think you may want to stick with litigation and not go into a career of comedy.
Well, yes, that's probably a good idea, but I do what I can. Oh, goodness gracious.
Are the lawyers being a little bit troublesome?
Well, it's just a little late for them, but we'll see if some. I think I've got somebody coming. Let me. The charges. Do you remember your charges? Do you remember if any of them were violent in nature, as far as murder or anything like that?
Torture.
You did have a torture charge.
I believe that's what the hut was for.
Okay, but that's not actually wasn't. It's not listed on your charges at all.
Really?
Yeah, I'm double checking.
So you're saying I was held on a 14-day hold for essentially nothing? Interesting.
One second.
Of course.
Yeah. You were never charged with it, so it's not part of your record. Who's that? Who just came in?
Some man in a red mask. I'm not sure why.
Can't see anybody.
He left.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I've done just about everything I can. One second. All right, at this point, I'm going to be expunging your record of all charges. Do you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you have $2,000 on you, ma'am?
I could go secure it.
If you bring me $2,000, then I'm also going to waive your the traditional requirement for community service because of the time that it's taken for this to become resolved. I might have my apologies on that.
Well, that's another thing. I did serve 14 hours of community service at Pillbox.
Okay, that's good. And then what I am going to do though is leave these HUT notes on your record, but they're not charges, so they wouldn't do anything negatively against you, if you understand what I mean. They're just notes.
Understood.
All right, if you go secure that money, we'll get you taken care of.
Thank you.
Thank you. You may go ahead, sorry. Boom, getting stuff done. Yes, it was hilarious. It was a lot of fun. I think you can clip. I can highlight. If you give me the time locations that you want, that'll be easier for me to find it and clip it. Or shave that section or highlight that section. God, everybody was wanting name changes today. That's that one I couldn't find. Topic. Boom, boom, boom. All right, everybody's taken care of. Got all that done. Waiting on her to come back. I'm gonna see if my car's still outside. Car. No worries. Yeah, that's fine, man. I appreciate it. Sorry. I should be leaving the city here shortly. Hopefully it was fun. What'd you guys who are watching think of that case? It's pretty interesting, huh? Dude, there was some mad shooting going on outside during all this. Dude, my car doesn't have a scratch on it. This is a first. Usually every time I come out here, this car is freaking jacked. Should I get a spoiler on this? I think it's pretty clean without one. I've been thinking about putting a spoiler on it, but I'm not sure. I really like this car, by the way. Just so clean. Oh, that was... That's hilarious. Glitter showed up and there was cussing, huh? Boom, boom! Alright, I'm waiting on this other person to come by. I can't get some food. Well, I'll do that tomorrow. Wow, dude, what a freaking day. Who's still streaming? Let's see. Flash! Ah, savior of the universe. He'll save every one of us. Flash! Ah. He's got freaking Arturo versus bench trial. I'm innocent. Yeah. That was crazy. Oh, that would have been strange. I don't even carry a weapon, dude. Like, for real. Don't happen. Excuse me. Don't even carry a weapon. Defense not guilty. Me. Bet. Oh, dude, that was some brutal shit, dude. Oh my gosh. That was some crazy brutalness. For real. So what do you think? There's all these reports that people are coming after judges and stuff. Are you gonna give a guilty if he didn't F up the... Dude, it honestly, don't mind me just filling out the bar cert for the 7th time. Go for it, dude. You know, actually, I was really looking forward to how that case came down. I mean, it was really good arguments on both sides leading up to that point. But up to that point, then, I mean, the problem is that one testimony introduced basically flushed the prosecution down the drain, because any kind of training, and this is what bothers me now. Okay, so this is all out of character, right? So here's a situation. Let's look at the criminal aspect of it. Okay, for game mechanics, I get it. They're trying to tell people, like, don't just buy that the person who's a hostage is a real hostage, right? But in what world, in what world is that actually a thing, right? I mean, it's not like you're going to be looking at a situation and go, now, is it suspect, dude? Would I be suspicious if somebody just like stood up, walked out without, a gun being on them or being threatened or anything else like that, and just got in a car? sure, I'd be suspicious, which is what that witness should have said, is that I had reasonable suspicion to believe because of scenario A and scenario B, which is some training that I think the Leo organizations need to go through. So yes, I believe I had reasonable suspicion to believe that that the hostage was in cooperation because of XYZ. A good defense attorney would try to enter some speculation or enter some of the things that a good defense attorney, in my opinion, would have made a statement that perhaps, and then I would have called the hostage, but could have made a statement that the hostage was compelled to obey in all situations because of extenuating circumstances like threat on children, threat on family, threat on all those other things, right? So that's where I personally would have gone with it. Let's see, but in Deputy Montgomery, I introduced Leopold King. Oh, nice, Coing. Awesome, dude. There is a law school. I don't know if you've heard about that. That's going to be pretty cool. Coming soon to the city. Okay, but if you're IRL, you release a hostage and they get on a bike and follow you, not report it or legit, and you freak out being held against the will. Oh my God. Bang, bang. You, my new ADA. So here's the deal. You could argue again that there is reasonable suspicion or probable cause that the person was up to no good because they did that, right? And you could make that argument in court. But a good defense attorney is going to argue, again, from the statement of trying to create reasonable doubt, right? Is it possible that that could have just been a fluke? And a jury might, or a judge might believe one time it's a fluke if it's two popular places or the person, good night, the person could demonstrate cause. Like, hey, I had prior already been going to go to the store and then go buy a gun. And now here's a person that can testify that I've been talking about it all week. Right? So there are ways that you could, in your line of questioning, pick that testimony apart until it broke down. But that's the trick. You just got to keep going after it and peel one layer of that onion at a time. So yeah, that's the fun of the back and forth between prosecution and defense. It's one of the things I got asked earlier in the stream today. I got asked earlier by... I got asked earlier by Jordan, which character do I like playing more, my cop or my judge? And anyway, they'll both have very different role play, but I think it's also very different between lawyer and a judge. And it was, I oftentimes miss that back and forth, I guess is my point. It's a lot of fun, which I may be revealing another character. Hold on just a second. Good evening, Your Honor. I was just informed you were looking at clearing... Oh. Yeah, no, it was Jay. That was a pleasure, dude. Actually, dealing with Carmichael professionally, he's a damn fucking good judge or good lawyer. It's like weird because his scumminess actually got in the way of him being a damn good lawyer. But that was neat watching him actually work there and potentially just expose a huge freaking problem for the SASP, which I hope the DA does something about. But yeah, so I guess the problem was when the deputy or when the trooper, because BCS would never do that. When the trooper found out, it was all sorts of craziness. But anyway. Sorry, I just typed into somebody. When I don't fuck around, yeah, no kidding, dude. It was awesome. The trooper was mad at me because he doesn't want a case against the cadet because we did that on trial for fun. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody was gonna take that. I mean, okay, so I think that guy got a really good lesson about thinking on his feet, and he said something oopsie in court, which Slimy Lennox would have actually taken it, would have gone way worse on that, and you know he would have. I agree with you. I think this case was just, again, mostly for fun. Hold on just a second. One second. Okay, sorry. Oh, dude. Okay, all right. So should we tell him then? Yeah, so I don't think anybody was actually going to go file charges against that trooper. Maybe you were. But, I mean, I think that was new guy in city, new guy learning how to do stuff. It does bring up, I think, really, between both of you guys listening, I think that the very interesting thing about it is that it does bring up a point that there's probably some training that needs to happen with Leos about how to testify in court, which is training that happens everything else. Say that again, ma'am. Sorry.
I said I apologize for keeping you waiting.
Yeah. I just got a message from Mr. Tyndall. He said he shot you an email. Did you get that? Could you check real quick?
I did, yes. He's asking me if I'm looking for someone for my expungement. I went ahead and told him that, yes.
Okay. Yep. All right. Good. So that way it's all legitimate. Everything gets done on paperwork. We'd be good to go. So as long as he gives the A-OK, get it done.
I understand.
Oh, dude. Are you glad I didn't? Well, yeah, that would have just made... I don't know. Carmichael that way may have done some weird things. Yeah, the training thing really needs to happen there. For that. Just need to tighten it up a little bit. Sorry, ma'am. Just give me 1 second. I'm just drowning in freaking paperwork today. What was your ID again? Sorry, I think it's actually up in my skybox still. There you go.
It's changed. It's 299.
299. Thank you. Thank you for spending the time down here. I hate that you having to... But get this all taken care of, you. Oh, yeah. So be careful, because when Carmichael comes out... Dude, I know, man. I think we could be fucking kick-ass defense attorneys, dude. It'll be awesome. It'll be so much fun.
I'm a firm believer
I need to get my bar in. Are you gonna bring the other Carmichael in the city so that I can get the other thing done? Or do you want to wait till tomorrow on that, Jay? Dude, what is with, like, it's inordinately more shooting than normal? another lawyer come in soon, though, I think, just in case. Yeah, it's good to have one. It's hard to be a judge, though, and have a lawyer character. Like, I don't know how you can pull it off. But, yeah. I would have done that, but I wasn't sure. But, yeah, it's good to have one in backup just as help. Yeah, that's fine, dude. Come on in. Shit, my schedule's already all fucked up because of you, asshat. Sorry. Okay, that's fine, dude. No worries, Jay. That was fun, dude. Had a good old time. All right,
He hasn't
hopefully he's on his
advised me
way.
if he was coming or not.
Okay. Oh, okay, Jay. Thanks. Come on in then. Well, let me see. I just got off the phone with him. Let me check and see where he's at. Text messaging him. Can you go ahead and give me the 2,000 if you haven't already? Sorry.
Sorry, sir.
The 2,000, if you hadn't already given to me, you can hand that to me.
There you go, sir.
Hello? Who just came in?
It's me, Mr. Depps.
Mr.
Tyndall.
Tyndall? Hey, Mr.
Yep.
Tyndall, I believe this lady, Miss Harris, is just looking for some official file paperwork. I've already looked at everything. It'd be approved. She's already done the community service. There's no reason that I see that we would not, the city would not be compelled to expunge a record at this time.
Alrighty.
If you want to just go ahead and put in that paperwork, then I can approve it. And she already paid me the fine of $2,000, and then you guys just need to work out whatever you need to work out for the cost of the paperwork.
All right. First thing first, can you go and flash your ID for me, please?
Of course.
I think I've talked to you before, Matilda.
Yes, however, unfortunately, I don't think you were ever able to get back to me.
Well, we get it done toot sweet and in a hurry here.
I appreciate that.
Okay, those charges have been removed.
Do you want to photograph? Do you want a picture ID on her?
Her current is fine. She already has has one on there.
And how much will I be paying you for your services, Mr. Tyndall?
I charge $4K for an expungement, man.
That's a little rich for my blood. I have 1K on me.
Mr. Tyndall, I'll pay. That's fine.
Oh, it's
I'll
fine.
pay the
Money's
difference, 'cause
not a concern to me, Your Honor.
Yeah,
I don't do this for the money.
She's had to been, I think, waiting on this and has been on the straight up and up for quite some time now. I don't know what all the situations was, but as far as the computer paperwork is concerned, that's all done. So you're good to go.
Wonderful. Just let me pay Mr. Tyndall here. Could you
Hello.
flash your ID for me, please?
All right, Miss Harris. Hope you
You
have
win.
a good one. And Mr. Tyndall, as soon as that
Thank
gets
you,
filed,
Your Honor.
Mr. Tyndall, as soon as that's filed, I'll push that paperwork through, and you'll be good to
All
go.
right, it's filed now, sir.
Before you leave, does anyone have a first aid on you?
I think I do. Why do you need it?
I don't know.
Come closer. Yeah.
I woke
I
up
do
like
not
this
have
is what
one,
they say.
Mr. Tyndall, I'll be in contact with you, and I will make sure you get paid.
All right, no problem, ma'am.
I appreciate your gentleman's time.
Thank you.
And Mr. Taps, before I head out, if you wouldn't mind pushing what I put on your lap as far as the case I was trying to push to the DA and inform the Chief Justice here of what's going on with that, I'd appreciate it.
I spoke to the DA. He said that he talked to you personally about it. Did he not?
I asked him what the reasoning was for it, and the only thing I got was I could hold on. Let me look at my email here. The first response I got is, "Hello, I find that there is no misconduct in this situation. Will not be pressing any charges regarding this case. Thank you for understanding. I asked for clarification. And he responded, I've done a preliminary investigation and found the facts needed to support my decision. So I was not given any reason why, despite me, I feel like I put pretty good evidence in front of him of the case, but I mean, if nothing else, I can go forward with the civil case and go forth from there. But
yeah, it is weird that the district attorney wouldn't subpoena information or do an investigation. But I mean, I don't know. It's within his jurisdiction and right to decide which cases or which charges he pushes or he doesn't push. Now it works on both sides of the law.
yeah, I'll just use it. I'll use the ways I know that I can, and I'll just pursue a civil case, and I'll let discovery happen there, and we can go forward from there.
I would definitely suggest you move quickly before some of that footage disappears, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand that if it hasn't already.
Mm-hmm. But
right, well,
it is something you might write a letter to the Chief Justice or talk to him at some point when you can about it. I'll mention it to him. He's here, and I'm just talking about him in the third person because it's way too much fun. And go from there. It is a little odd to me, but next time I get a chance to sit down with the district attorney, I'll talk to him about it in more detail as well.
All right, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Tyndall.
All right, y'all have a good night.
You as well.
Okay, Mr. Carmichael, how are you?
Not too bad. Yourself?
You missed your dad. He was just here.
Oh God, it's probably for the best.
And it was the most well-behaved I think I've ever seen him. I don't know if he's turning over a new leaf or what.
Shocker. Lose the case I pursued?
No, he won.
Oh.
It was kind of a messed up situation that got a kind of an interesting witness up on the stand. He either perjured himself or basically just shitholed the entire San Andreas State Police Department. Wasn't sure which.
One of the two, I guess.
I don't know. Either one of those is better than the other.
So what's up?
Anyway. You had asked me to come into town earlier. Did you? Oh yeah, you did. Why'd you pick me?
Oh, hold on. Pause.
Pausing.
You understand we were just flying around.
Oh, never mind. I guess I missed that.
No, on a serious note, I have made my decision. I just don't know when I want to push it. So feel free to
Oh,
give me
that's
your
fine.
opinion on that.
On when you should do it? I think you already
Mhm.
know my opinion. I've pretty much been a broken record about it.
What was your opinion, sir?
Well, I think it's the 3 to 2 to 5 to 3 rule that I've been talking about. When you have in other words,
oh
if you
yeah,
brought
yeah.
on
This I know. So it's kind of late and I'm getting kind of tired. So just yes or no, do you think I should bring just one AJ on board for now? I remember
if you
Keen's
are
opinion.
ready, if you are yes, pending that you are ready to go ahead and swear in another judge.
I see.
Which
Okay, I see.
think you are.
I mean, are we ready?
I thought we were. Was there a reason we weren't? I mean, we could. The two schools of thought is that you can wait until after the lawyer camp, but I think with the number of lawyers that are planning to come to school, plus I think there's another couple that I've heard are coming into the city. I'm hoping that we're going to end up active. So the only risk you take is that Mr. Tyndall, if you're still planning to swear Mr. Tyndall, that Mr. Tyndall vanishes and then all of a sudden the lawyer pool is evaporated. So I can see the argument to wait until after the school. I can see the argument to go ahead and do it. So it just depends on, are we looking at...
Let me ask this.
having
If it was your choice, would you do it? Right now.
I'm just thinking about all the last couple of dockets. I mean, the situation that So I'll give you a case in point. The situation that Mr. Tyndall's dealing in, and because of the way, quite frankly, some of the things that happened with the district attorney, I'm not really sure. And I think it's not his fault necessarily, just got to get used to it, but there's no appeal past that. So the situation with Mr. Tyndall is that the gunshots in my head are just kind of freaking me out.
What are you talking about? Gunshots?
You don't hear any gunshots?
No.
Sounds like a freaking crazy
I'm sorry.
war out there.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we can talk about it later. The long story short is, if we feel like there needs to be a place for appeals for the city to come to, and we've got some of those things coming or pending, then you should go ahead and hire an AJ. If we've got a couple weeks to wait...
I'm ready to do it. I know who I'm gonna do it for as well. I partially agree with you on the judge. I think it merely is based on... I feel like the risk we're taking with hiring a judge now without seeing the outcome of law school is if you actually look at the people who are applying, a lot of them are currently in faction. So I don't know how active they're gonna be as a lawyer. My main concern is we take Tyndall on board, and we have no lawyers to submit any cases.
Yeah, definitely.
What we always could do is for the people who don't want to put in an application, we could just have like one set day where like bars are being like conducted like in person per se, and then they can come to the courthouse. I always feel like in person is an easier way to get people sometimes, if that makes sense. Like, for example, we put that thing out in legal lobby. We're looking for juries. 0 responses. We say it here that, we're looking for juries. We get 20 people to sign up.
Yep, definitely. We probably should advertise a little bit more.
Do you want to put an ad now?
Yeah,
City
sure.
notify?
Give it a try it out.
Go for it.
You contact Kean, right?
In regards to?
To the law school.
No. He's setting up the scheduling for it.
Oh, so contact Sneezy?
Declan's gonna run it.
Oh, so
wait,
I
hold on.
didn't
They
know
just
none of
hired
them
a new.
ads.
Who is Leopold? That's how you do it. If you want to make that announcement, I don't know if you're planning on sticking around, but don't stick around if you're tired. But
Yeah, no, I
I'm
got
gonna
it.
head to sleep here. But we'll start doing that tomorrow. We'll start reaching out, and then I'm gonna hire the AJ if we can get a couple lawyers.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, sounds wonderful.
All right, you have a wonderful day.
You as well.
I'm gonna go snuggle up behind the desk.
And also,
Oh, no, I'm gonna
for the
probably-
record, whenever I do it, it's gonna be a little more glamorous than in this room, okay?
I was being so, when it came in, I was spiritually, like, heads down working on stuff. I'm like, all of a sudden I got pinged. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, oh, that's nice. I'll get to that later tonight. Yeah, it's just one of those days.
Have a good one.
You too. Got it? Freaking money I banked. I'm heading to bed, y'all. Hope you had a good one. I had a blast. It was fun. I think, let's see, for anybody still watching here, we're gonna go. I think. Do this. Let me see. Who are we gonna raid? Raid my buddy over here. He's a creme, but he's funny as shit. Y'all enjoy him. Later. It's been fun, guys. We'll see you next time for Rizzle.